Good morning. Morning, Brew. Yes, it's your girl, Germaine. Give me a second. I'm trying to just mute my phone so it will not ring during the segment. But hey, welcome back to Morning Brew. Hopefully, you have a few minutes to stop by, chime in for the conversation today. And I'm so happy to have Instagram back. Yesterday, I don't know what was going on, it was giving me some issues, but we're back. We're back. Okay, so hopefully everybody's doing good. You know, summer's right around the corner. The days are getting hotter. I tell you, yes, the days are getting hotter. AC bills will be high. But listen, I will not hold you long today, but I definitely wanted to say today's brew is going to be stop shrinking to fit places you've already outgrown. Okay. So if you are finding yourself right now in a place that you feel like you have to shrink your size, you have to shrink to fit in other spaces that you've already outgrown, I want to tell you, don't do it. Nope. Don't feel like you have to minimize yourself to fit where you've already outgrown. That means there's more for you on the other side, but you have to understand and know that for yourself. Okay. So, listen, what are you drinking today? Today, I do not have iced coffee, but I could probably use it. I definitely have, listen, I have two things. I have my water and I have coffee. I have my caramel pecan coffee with a little bit of hazelnut splash in it today. And so, yes, we're drinking both. Well, we try to stay cool, but listen, we got a full week this week. So we have some guests coming in studio this week. Wednesday, Mixed Blend Wednesday. Then we have our Thursday, once a month, with the Christolic Alternative, which is a new wineskin with Calvin Booker. Authors Brew Friday. So it's a lot going on. And graduations. This is graduation season also. So yes, we do have a college graduate that we will be celebrating. Miles is graduating with his bachelor's degree. Excited about that. And then straight off to graduate school, he says, right? So, but listen, nevertheless, guys, let's get into this message today. So I will not hold you long if you have a few minutes to stop by. So once again, today's brew is about stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. Sometimes, growth becomes uncomfortable because the places that once fit us, they no longer do. So stop trying to force that fit when you already know, I don't fit here no more. You already know the relationships they fit before, the environments, they fit us before, the mindset, it fit us before. But now something feels different. Something feels different. And you know that something feels different. But, we like to be comfortable. We like to stay stuck, right? We like to stay in the places that are familiar. But something feels different. You start feeling disconnected. You start feeling stretched. You start feeling like you're holding on, you're holding back parts of yourself. Is that you? Are you finding that might just be you? Well, listen, let's talk about it, right? So you start feeling like you're holding on real tight to something because you're probably more afraid of what's on the other side, which is the unknown, or you're so comfortable in that space that you don't want to start over again. You don't want to feel like you have to start over again, even if it's not the right space, even if you've outgrown it. Listen, change can be good, okay? So often, instead of recognizing growth, we begin to question ourselves. We do. We begin to question ourselves. And here's a few things. These might sound familiar. Am I changing too much? Have you said that to yourself? Am I changing too much? Have you said to yourself, am I asking for too much? Does any of this sound familiar to you? Or should I just go back to what's familiar? Hmm. Good morning, John Cates. Yes, today, just so you know, we are talking about stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. Stop that, guys. Stop it. So, are you asking yourself these questions? Are you asking yourself, am I changing too much? Am I asking too much? Should I just go back to what's familiar? But I want you to know this: growth has a way of creating tension between who you were and who you're becoming. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening. Okay? Pay attention to what is happening with you. All right, let's see what's going on. That's me. What'd you say, John? That's me, huh? So, John, this message today, I'm speaking specifically to you then. And whoever wants to eavesdrop in on it, they can. But hopefully, this brew will allow you to start thinking things differently, looking at things differently, and seeing the value in you, and also seeing how much you've grown. So, I know that person. I'm learning that. Yes, get to know the real you and know and identify when you have outgrown a space. Okay. It's okay. Give yourself grace. All right. Give yourself some grace. All right. So I want to say this: growth has a way of creating tension between you, between who you were and who you're becoming. And sometimes we shrink ourselves to keep others comfortable. Listen, I'm guilty. I understand this. Listen, this message is all up in my business, but I've learned to just take a pause so I can really recognize and make myself the leading person in my own life and realize when I've outgrown a situation, people, places, things. So, but hopefully, someone that's in that space, like John just mentioned, you can gain something from this as well. Okay. All right. So sometimes we shrink ourselves to keep others comfortable, to avoid criticism, to avoid standing out, to keep relationships intact, and to stay accepted. Yeah, you probably can relate to one of these. You don't want to disrupt the order of things, right? You want things to feel comfortable, even though you know there's something on the inside of you saying, I really should say something. This doesn't even feel right. I feel so uncomfortable, but I'm going to stay quiet. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to disrupt the order. I don't want to feel like I'm on the outside. I want to remain on the inside. I want, the relationship, I want it to remain intact. Or I just want to feel like I'm accepted. We do it all the time. But I want to say, here's the truth. You were not created to live smaller so other people can remain comfortable. Have you thought about this? If you find that you are true to yourself, it may force the other people to come up a level and not keep you down to wherever they are. Think about that while we go into our next segment, pour into purpose. Okay. So let's talk about it a little more. Let's get a little more into the stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. So growth will change your capacity. Let me say that again. Growth will change your capacity. What once fulfilled you may now no longer feed you. Let me say that again. What once fulfilled you may no longer feed you. Clear indication you've outgrown. Pay attention. Pay attention to what is going on in your everyday life with you. Okay? So, what once challenged you may now limit you. That's growth. Pay attention. Pay attention. Growth naturally changes your perspective. Pay attention. What is happening with you? Do you feel the growth? Even if you don't want to acknowledge it, sometimes it's inevitable. You just have to accept it. Please give yourself some grace. Accept it. Embrace it. You're growing. You're evolving. You're becoming. Do not get stuck. Okay? Just because others don't see what you see, they're not experiencing what you're experiencing. Okay. Different does not mean that it's wrong. Different does not mean that it's wrong. Okay. All right, guys, let's continue to pour a little more into purpose. Shrinking yourself creates exhaustion. Whew. You ever got home after a long day feeling so burnt out and so tired because you minimized yourself, your capacity, you shrunk to fit in tight spaces that you no longer should be in, and now you're exhausted from doing just that? Guys, I want you to really pay attention to where you presently are in life, in your situations, in your relationships, okay? I want you to evaluate your growth. Is any of this making sense to you? Does it apply to you? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, that is me? Growth is taking place, and it's a good thing. Growth is a good thing. All right. So let's continue. Shrinking yourself creates exhaustion. So let's talk about it. Pretending becomes tiring. Yeah. No need to say anything else. Hiding your voice becomes heavy because now you're way down carrying all this and you know it needs to be released. And it's just piling up. You're allowing it to pile up because you would rather have people like you than you being able to speak probably something God has given you to help them. Yeah, I know. Nobody wants to be alone, right? Nobody wants everybody to not like them, right? Listen, be obedient. If it's on your heart, been on your heart, pressing you to speak because you know that you no longer fit, speak. Allow your voice to be heard. Living beneath your potential creates frustration. Living beneath your potential will create frustration. You cannot fully walk in purpose while constantly reducing yourself. I'm sorry. Once I clear my throat, I want to say that again. You cannot fully walk in purpose while you're constantly reducing yourself for the likes of others. I want you to just think about it. Think about it. Just think about it as we continue to pour into purpose. Outgrowing something doesn't mean you disrespect it. Guys, we have to alter the way we think about things. You know, our mindset, it has to shift. As we're growing, our mindset has to shift as well. Okay. So you can't accept where you are, where you come from. You can't appreciate, where you come from or where you came from. It starts with you. Embrace the change. Embrace your growth. Embrace your growth. You don't want to feel stagnant. You don't want to feel stuck. You want to forever evolve so you can get to the very things God is requiring of you. Yes. Yes. You can honor people who helped you. You can, okay? And you can value a season and still move forward. Okay, guys. Moving forward, one step in front of the other on this life journey. Move forward. People will take notice. I always say the work speaks for itself. People will take notice, okay? And you never know how you may impact someone else because they see the growth in you. So we got to shift how we think about things, how we see things. We have to open up so we can expand and broaden our territories, okay, as we continue to grow in this life's journey. So gratitude and growth can exist together, together, together. It's not one or the other. It can exist together. Give yourself some grace. I don't know why. Give yourself some grace. Some people really need to give themselves some grace and stop being so hard on themselves and open and broaden your mindset. See the full picture, even if you don't understand it. We don't know where we're heading on this journey. We can, put together the best laid out plan. And God can sit back and laugh at us and say, that's not what I have for you. Nope. All right. All right, guys. Well, let's get into this. Let's get into the Blacks in Fact. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you. And today it is
Blacks In. We celebrate the birth of Malcolm X, one of the most powerful voices in Black history. Born on May 19, 1925, Malcolm X challenged America to confront racism, inequality, and injustice with truth and courage. From his speeches to his activism, he inspired millions of people around the world to stand strong in their identity and demand respect. His words pushed conversations about civil rights, education, and self-determination into history books that still impact us today. Malcolm X showed that knowledge, discipline, and fearless leadership could change the way people see themselves and their future. See you next time on Blacks In.
Malcolm X. When I was looking at this Blacks in Fact, right? I was thinking, at any point in time, did Malcolm X have to shrink himself to fit places he's already outgrown? And you know what? And this is just me talking. He probably did at some point because he was a part of different organizations. So he probably had to shrink who he was in order for them to feel like he was fitting into where they were. But you know what's so interesting when I think about it? When something is so strong in you, it is hard for you to contain it when it has to be unleashed. It has to come out. And when I think about Malcolm X, I think about the power that was within him. He could not contain it. He could not shrink himself to be small, to fit where people wanted him to fit, and he had to release it. Sometimes, and I'm saying this to be mindful because sometimes people, they see you and how big you may be and the growth in you. But for their own benefit, they may want to suppress you and keep you bound and keep you underneath them, because what God has put in you is far greater to where God needs to take you than the capacity that they want to keep you within. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of who you associate yourself with. Be mindful. Be mindful. Everybody doesn't have God's agenda for your life. No. So, John, let's see what's going on. John says, that was me. You are right. Today, when I hear someone doing that, I just get quiet and listen how I used to be and how I am learning to accept me today. Find the value in you. And if you don't feel like you have the strength to do it yourself, if you believe in Jesus Christ and God, then you know what? Put it on them. God has me here. Jesus is guiding me here. Put it on them. If you don't feel you have the strength or the courage to stand on your own, to, let it be known, then you know what? This is what God is requiring of me. Yes, family especially. And you know what? You know what's so interesting? Because people will keep you in a place of bondage if you're not mindful, because they're comfortable being in a place of bondage. Yes, I am in Aries. Aries in the house. Absolutely. April 1st. I am in Aries. Yes. And I don't know if you're referencing Aries. That is that person. But listen, make this walk about you. God is requiring you to step up. He needs you. He has purposed and destined you. Let him deal with the hearts of men. Be obedient to him. Okay? All right. All right, guys. This is a time we all can participate in our reflection questions. Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 2 questions that I like to leave with you for you to just take along with you on your journey. Let it kind of steep, let it brew a little. Don't feel like you have to rush and answer it unless you know the answer already for yourself. But listen, I'm not asking for you to share that with us here. These are personal questions for you. All right. So, oh, okay. All right. You got, it says April 7th. Okay. Sun, April 1st. All right. Yes. Aries in the house. Well, I know we're in a Taurus month, but yes, Aries. The Aries gang. All right. So let's talk about these reflection questions. So the first question that I have for you is, where in your life are you minimizing yourself to stay comfortable? Where in your life are you minimizing yourself to stay comfortable? Think about it. Really, guys, you know why I like asking these questions? It's because sometimes we're not challenged enough with questions to really make us think on some things that we probably really should respond to or answer, right? So I like leaving these 2 reflection questions every episode to give you something to just contemplate, something to think about, something to answer. And so here's question number 2. Are you holding onto a space because it still fits me, or because it feels familiar? Be honest with yourself. If it's the latter, because it feels familiar, a lot of people get stuck because change is not easy for a lot of people. So a lot of people like feeling like, hey, this is where I am. This is who I am. Don't do that to yourself. Don't box yourself in. This is who I am. That means you've already stunted your growth. That means you're not willing to grow. When you say, well, this is just who I am. No, don't do that. Because you know what? There's probably another version or a better version of you, getting to the best version of yourself. But when you make statements like that, you stop growth. You can't even grow beyond. And God may have something right there waiting for you, but you're making a bold claim and a bold statement. Well, this is just who I am. Don't believe the lie. That's who you believe and think you are. But there's so much more. So much more. Be mindful. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. So be mindful even of the things that you speak out. Sharing my dreams and aspirations with others for their input. Yeah, now, you know what? I'm going to shift. But, John, I want to say this to you. Sharing your dreams and your aspiration with others, everybody can't receive them. So make sure you have some discernment when you begin to release those things to people, because, there's dream killers out there that will kill the dream even before its birth. So sometimes you may have to walk in silence until you birth those dreams and ideas and aspirations. And then people can see it. But be mindful. Everybody doesn't have the same agenda or motives that you may have for where you're going. So everybody can't receive what you might be birthing at that time. And let me tell you, if you speak it to the wrong person, it can become very heavy. It could be them trying to shut you down, filling your head with whatever that you may not be good enough. And how you going to do that? And what you going to do with that? And how you going to fund that? And be mindful. Sometimes you got to protect the baby that's brewing on the inside of you. Yes, the dreams, the aspirations, your visions, you got to protect them. And if it's not ready to speak it, don't speak it. Yes, learning that the failures is where my growth is. You're already starting to see. See? Just be conscious and aware. And remember, everybody is not assigned to your community. Everybody may not be your cheerleader. They may not, and that's okay. You're not you weren't born to be a people pleaser. You weren't born in life to be a yes person. No, God has strategically purposed each and every one of us. We're here for a purpose. So it happens all the time with me. So this time around, I'm quiet about my dreams and aspirations. Yeah, try it. You'll definitely get a different outcome. And you'll know when it's time. And ask God to lead or to send those in that's a part of that space with you, to help birth those dreams and aspirations, or to be able to help push you and propel you forward, So, all right. Let's bring it to a close, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, John, for just being so open and sharing your comments and everything today. And so hopefully something in today's message, stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. Hopefully it has helped someone see something maybe a little different. Or maybe you're already in this space, and these things don't apply to you anymore because that once was me. Well, then when you recognize it in someone else, help them to see also. Fair enough? Pay it forward, right? Okay. So listen, if you are chiming in, make sure you, I don't know what platform you might be chiming in on, but if you have not already, make sure you go over to our YouTube, make sure you subscribe, you like, you click the notifications. If you're on Facebook, make sure you like and subscribe. And you know what? I always forget a lot of times. Listen, if anything in Morning Brew, if you find that it resonates with you, make sure you share the information. And also, listen, you can always buy us a cup of coffee. You can help support the podcast, the platform, because yes, it does take revenue to keep it going, right? But nevertheless, if you're someone and it's just laid upon your heart and you want to be able to just seed into us, then I keep it scrolling on the bottom. You can always buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, Morning Brew with Germaine, or our Cash App is there. Also scrolling on the bottom. I'm trying to see it myself, but but yes, it's scrolling on the bottom. So if you would like to be a supporter of Morning Brew with Germaine, we gladly will have you. Thank you so much. Also over on Facebook, we also have, you can click on the stars and you can support us that way. So listen, I'm so thankful. We are in our 1 year this month milestone. And you know what? I was thinking about doing something special, and I'm a little late bloomer. Yeah, it's been busy. We have a lot of books that's been coming out. So you know what? I've been helping so many authors share the power of their stories, and that we're slowly integrating different things into the Morning Brew. So just stay connected so you can see what's going on. And if you are an author and you desire to really be able to have a family or a community where you can share your book, go visit us over at hovpublishing.com so you can also share your stories with us, and we can help walk you through the process, whether you're self-publishing or you want to go through our hybrid publishing. Listen, we're a full service publishing company and we make it all available to you. Okay. So we can talk about it and you can let us know exactly what will fit your needs. So we appreciate that. And then there's so much going on. It's not just about publishing books anymore. You know, we write, we publish, and we profit. And we teach you all about that. Multiple revenue streams off the power of one story. One story. That's it. I know I'm holding up two fingers, but one story. That's it. And stay connected because there's so many exciting new things that we will be bringing to you, all centered around the power of your story. So, yes, we are looking forward to that. And so, okay, John, let's see what's going on with me now. It will never be time until what you said, until God tells me to do it. Amen. Amen. Stay connected, stay plugged in with God, Jesus Christ. They will never lead you the wrong way. Heading towards my podcast. Absolutely. We talked about it. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, sometimes it's just saying, I'm going to commit. That's what I did. I just said, God, I'm going to take the leap, jump off the edge, and I'm going to be committed. And here we are a year later. When I look up a year later, 5 days a week, it blows my mind. When people say, girl, how are you doing 5 days a week? I'm staying committed. I'm staying committed. That's it. And we're here. I can tell you this. Congrats. Thank you so much. I accept it. And I accept all the comments and the feedback. You know, I do this because it's a part of my everyday right now, my everyday life. And I do it because I get strength and I get encouragement from it. I do. It starts with me first. So I'm glad that people take the time out of their busy days to just stop by and say, hey, what's going over there? What's going on over there on Morning Brew? You know, even for those that may not pop in the comments and they may watch from afar, I appreciate you so much because, you know, you could be doing anything with your time. Time is so precious and we don't have a lot of it, right? So I appreciate every time you decide to say, hey, let me stop by Morning Brew and just sip a few sips of my coffee, my tea, my water, whatever you're drinking, and see what's going on. What is Germaine talking about today? So thank you. Continue to do that. If anything resonates or if you missed anything, just go over to our YouTube channel, Morning Brew with Germaine, and go through the vault. Hey, and it's okay if you share some information. Yes, share the information. It's free. All right, guys. Listen, tomorrow is Wednesday, and guess what? God willing, we'll be back here for Morning Brew tomorrow, and looking forward to it. So let's bring this all into a final sip. A final sip. So listen, I want to encourage you and let you know, stop apologizing for growing. Let's start there first, right? Stop apologizing for growing. You are not becoming too much. No, you may simply be becoming too big for spaces that were only meant for a season. Did you hear that? You may be becoming too big for spaces that were only meant for a season. So, you know how we do. We sip slow, but I want you to begin to stretch beyond your comfort, okay? Stretch beyond your comfort and give yourself permission to grow. Can you do that? Can you do that? Take that with you today. All right. Give yourself permission to grow today and make sure whatever you do today, be safe. Be safe. Whatever you decide to do today. And we'll see you back here tomorrow if you have a few minutes to stop by. Have a great day. And remember, give yourself permission to grow. Bye now.